You let me violate you.
So the final review of the day is Special, which was co-written and co-directed by Hal Haberman and Jeremy Passmore, and it tells the story of Les, played by Michael Rapaport, who is a meter maid by trade, and the rest of his life consists of hanging out with two friends, played by Josh Peck and Robert Baker, who just hang out and read comic books together and smoke bongs and so forth. And yes, he leads a fairly boring life until he participates in a drug trial for a new kind of antidepressant medicine. And the side effect of the medicine, however, is to make him believe that he has superpowers. And so once he starts experiencing the side effects of this, he gives up his job as a meter maid and dedicates his life to helping people, and also spends the rest of his time trying to convince his friends that he does in fact have superpowers. Now, I have to say I really enjoyed this film. It's another low-budget film, perhaps I think in a more evident way than Defender was. And it has very simple production values, but I think that's sort of perhaps part of its charm. I think the script is very solid. It's a very touching story in a way that I think the experience of what the lead character is going through, what Les is going through, are quite universal and quite understandable. Like he's a lonely person. He's suffered from depression and so forth, and kind of wants to feel important and of use to people. So I've seen this film twice now. I probably enjoyed it more the first time simply because I wasn't expecting. I didn't know what to expect with it. It was I just really enjoyed the charm of it and so forth. It's a fairly simply told film. It's quite obviously low budget, and I thought also fairly obvious that this is a film that doesn't come from filmmakers who have a huge amount of experience necessarily. I liked a lot of different elements about the film. I thought the acting was good from all the actors concerned. The script is nice. There are some nice comedy elements to it as well, and it's also quite touching. I think in a way that the previous two films we've mentioned so far weren't. I find this film is much more human. And also, given the theme of today being real-life superheroes, I also think that this film is probably the most realistic in that respect. Kick-Ass obviously being the least realistic. And I thought there were a lot of really enjoyable things. Everything was quite simple. Nothing really stood out as being incredible, but all these simple elements together really made what I consider to be a good film. Gers?
Yeah, well I've known that you wanted to review this one since our very first episode.
Yep.
I didn't know what I still don't know what your rating is or anything like that, but I have to say that I didn't go for it as much as you.
Okay.
I do agree with you about the touching aspects, certainly way more than the other two that we've reviewed today, Special and Defender and Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Especially the small, tiny little love story with Maggie, played by Alexandra Holden.
Yeah.
As the checkout chick. Thought her tiny little role was just a beautiful touch.
Yeah.
And I guess you could say the minor little twist of her character that you don't find out until quite late in the game.
Yeah.
But apart from that, the main problem for me with this film was the bad guys. I thought they were A, underwritten, and B, played badly.
Okay.
The climactic scene didn't hold any sort of tension or real interest for me.
Do you mean the scene right at the end of the film?
Right at the end of the film.
Okay.
Yeah. The good things, apart from the little love story, I think Michael Rapaport was cast quite well.
Yeah.
He's not often given to leading man or leading parts in films.
Yeah, the little bit that I saw, I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's mostly a character actor that does smaller parts. Like I think he was in Mighty Aphrodite,
Okay.
Woody Allen film, and Copland with Sylvester Stallone in their supporting parts. He was even in Friends there for a few episodes as Phoebe's one-time boyfriend, as a cop as well. So maybe there's a thing there, but no, I think he was very well cast, and I think that the filmmakers, as you say, not having much experience getting him on board was quite a coup.
Yeah.
Because there's no other name in there, no other recognisable name in the cast.
Yeah.
The other thing that bothered me was the cinematography, the muted tones.
Okay.
Muted tones as such are actually really hard to do and hard to pull off. Even if you take an example like The Road, I don't know if you've seen that one, which came out recently.
Not as yet, no.
Set in a post-apocalyptic world. Even Terminator Salvation.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of those films really pulled that kind of style of cinematography off either, in service to the story at least.
Okay.
And I just found that a bit annoying. I think the story's actually okay.
Yeah.
It's actually more complex than something like Avatar.
Yeah.
And more original.
Yes.
To the point.
Yeah, definitely.
So points to it for that.
Yeah. I have to say I disagree with you about the climactic scene personally. Again, I found it touching, in that respect, and so I actually would list that as another strength of the film personally. So
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh well.
Yeah.
There you go.
So in the end, how many nails?
5 out of 10 for me.
Okay. 8 from me.
Like a sweet, juicy peach.
Peach cobbler? I could go for some peach cobbler.
I miss Velma.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching once more. I just wanted to let everyone know that doesn't know, and I'm sure that most people watching this already do, that the greatest website on the planet is www.imdb.com, otherwise known as the Internet Movie Database. Also, during the month of May, all around Australia, there is the Human Rights Arts and Film Festival going on around the country for the entire length of May. Just check out the award dates in your capital city under www.hraff.org.au. Fabs?
Yes, not promoting anything new, but more reinforcing your plug for redlettermedia.com. I had the pleasure of checking out the reviews by a reviewer called Plinkett of the films Star Wars, The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and also Avatar, which he's put up there. And they're very insightful reviews in terms of tearing the films apart and looking at plot holes and so forth, as well as being extremely humorous. If you can sort of enjoy the humour of a misogynist, kind of slightly retarded psychopath, but
there's some black stuff in there.
Yeah, there certainly is. But really brilliant stuff. So I highly recommend that.
And he makes a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well that's it for this week. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you again next time. Nailing Flicks. Goodbye.
Let me violate you.